This is Off the Break Podcast, presented by Silver Screen Insider.
And we're back with Off the Break Podcast, your podcast dedicated to the current movie theater news, operations, and insights from the people that book the movies. With me are Kyle and Ken.
Hello.
And I'm Cody. forgot to add that. With me, you should know who I am by now, but...
Okay, just to let everybody know, last week was a fluke. We are not currently playing a drinking game this week.
No, we are not.
We are professionals.
Just was such a busy week.
We'll see how long the podcast goes. We may get into it, folks.
Yeah.
We're already off to a great start.
Yeah. My Monday took a nosedive this week, and then it's just been plowing along since then. So...
Mm-hmm.
but we're back with new movies.
New movies, like a holdover week with a second week of the same new movie.
Oh my gosh.
And that's not on VOD?
Real holdovers this week. I hit that button and it was like Unhinged week 2. And I'm like, oh, we got a week 2 of something.
It was an adrenaline rush like you haven't felt in months.
It has been months.
It's just trying to figure out how to do it again.
Yeah.
Right.
What? I don't just wipe the slate clean each week?
It's like riding a bicycle. I mean, it still has flat tires, but it's like riding a bicycle.
Yeah.
At least you got a bicycle.
Getting a really good workout with this. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Everybody that came out and supported Unhinged, all the theaters that played it, great job.
Woo,
we saw the
woo.
first, not real numbers, but decent numbers that we've seen since March.
Yeah.
Like first real, like, hey, we can do this again.
I saw some over $1,000 grosses, and I was very excited.
I know. Over the week, we had a few other places that joined that club, and we're getting into it now.
I mean, for a screen or two, $1,000 is awesome right now. I mean, that's the most money I've seen in months on a screen.
No, I mean,
so.
our big weeks have
That's
been...
not a drive-in. I should say indoors.
Yeah. But for an indoors, like a screen that doesn't have Jurassic Park on it making more than $300 is like, woo!
Whoa. It's a real movie.
We're
but-
back, baby.
Yeah. There were butts and seats.
Yeah. Socially distanced, of course.
Yes. Socially distanced, butts and seats.
Everybody's following their NATO protocols and clean theaters and supporting all your local cinemas. We can see the numbers out there that show that we're not back, but we're establishing an audience again.
Right. We're getting the groove back a little bit.
Convincing the folks out there that they can do it.
It's safe.
It's safe. We can make this work.
Yeah, we can do this. You can send your kids back to school. You can go to the movies.
If you can't send your kids back to school, the movies are a safer option.
You can only learn so much in entertainment.
Don't take them to Unhinged, but the other ones will be fine.
Yeah. So this week we've got New Mutants coming out and Personal History of David Copperfield.
That's a mouthful.
Yes.
Not to mention Bill and Ted, technically.
And Bill and Ted, yeah. I kind of just left that at the end because of the PVOD, but it's new.
Right.
So hopefully that'll be good, and then that'll be more maybe 3 more screens of holdovers.
Oh.
We're on a roll.
What a crazy thing to be excited about. It used to be the bane of our existence was, oh my God, I still got to do my holdovers. And now it's like, holdovers, yay.
Yay.
Holding.
How I have missed you.
Holdovers, what a cruel mistress she is.
So we also have, starting Monday, the Tenet early shows. So you can premiere Tenet starting August 31st. And
I can't wait.
a 1 after 5 screening per theater, or per auditorium, I should say, per day for the 31st, the 1st, and the 2nd.
If you can do it, awesome. If you can get it in your theater at all, please support Warner Brothers on this. This is a $150, $200 million movie that they know they're going to take a bath on. But they're putting it out there, they're making it happen, and they're going to test the waters for Wonder Woman. So we've got to get these grosses up. We got to get them so we can get Wonder Woman on October 2nd.
And you can really market these early shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week as early sneak premieres. Like really try to make an event out of it.
Make it splashy.
Yeah.
Make it fun.
Make it fun
not
to go
splashy.
to the movie.
Make it like splashy is the wrong word for during a pandemic, Kyle. We don't want splashing on people.
Good point. My bad, folks.
Nice, concise excitement.
I'm thinking more like make it mysterious, like speakeasy, like Here's my early show.
please-
This is your sneak preview
Please
of the new
transform
film.
your entire theater in the next 3 days.
into a speakeasy.
Yeah.
Have somebody throwing dice in the back.
Want to go see Tenet? See?
Ooh, Kyle's got it down now. He's got the
Yeah.
old-timey voice going. Nice.
I'm excited. I'd go to that.
Honestly, I would too.
Yeah.
That does sound pretty cool.
You got the knockdown, Kyle?
We're going to figure it out. We're going to go to Tenet next week. Everybody's
We
going to
are.
support this.
I'm really excited, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Movie in a theater. I saved my first experience
know.
for Tenet.
We'll see at Cody's...
I don't know if I've seen a movie in the theater in all of 2020. This might be my first
Well,
movie this year.
COVID did get in the way of that,
Yeah.
but not even those first 3 months.
No, we had a lot going on in January and February. We were doing a remodel. We had some health issues. It was just crazy. So I didn't, and plus the product was really bad at that time too.
Did you not see Onward?
No,
No, you didn't go. Okay.
I didn't
Bad
take
boys,
the kids.
bad boys. What you going to do?
I didn't see that one
Oh,
either.
so good.
The biggest blockbuster
The
of
biggest movie of
2020.
Did you get to go to that with a buddy, Ken? To Bad Boys?
I
think
went
you
to that
did.
at one of my theaters out of town,
Yeah,
and it was
that's right.
awesome.
That's right.
It was one of the best experiences in a theater I've ever had.
Whoa.
So it
high
was
praise.
amazing.
Yeah.
No, it was a very diverse location, and the crowd was very excited to see Martin Lawrence on screen again. So every time he came up and you knew he was going to throw out a one-liner, there were husbands and wives in the crowd where the wife was grabbing her husband by the arm. It's like, he's going to talk. He's about to say something. He's back on screen again.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It was the theater was literally vibrating when every time Martin Lawrence came on screen. 'Cause like, he's going to say something. It was hilarious.
Everyone shut up.
Yeah, it was. Calm down.
Doesn't that feel like that was last year? Not at the beginning of this year?
I feel like I was in high school when I went and saw that. It was so long ago. So long ago. But we've got that's the past. Now we're looking forward.
We are.
We're looking forward at the next few weeks.
At
We've
Tenet.
got some good news and some
Luckily, it's
not unexpected
yeah,
news.
luckily Tenet is a confusing movie, so hopefully, cross your fingers, people want to go see it multiple times. This is not a bad play by Warner Brothers, but this movie is the starting one.
That's a good point.
Did you dream the last half of that?
Yeah.
Did I get incepted during that?
I was
Am
going to say, no,
out?
that's the other one.
Am I trying to figure this out? Yeah. Please go see it. Encourage everyone else to see it. And that's why people are offering extra screens, extra show times. If you're a 8, 10, 12 screen complex, you're showing this on half your screens
Yep.
just to get those show times out there to get more people in.
Great.
Pump these grosses up.
Oh, yeah.
Then what do we have for the week of the 11th?
We have Broken Hearts Gallery. Sony is put it back on the release schedule, so
Okay.
that'll be good. And then unfortunately, we have to say that Kingsman moved to February. It was going to be on September 18th, but they have now moved it to February 2021.
Coming full circle with Disney crapping on these Fox titles or doing things with them. It's like,
Well,
they're like stepchildren to
I
Disney.
Oh,
But,
majorly.
And
but
this is-
they
and this
finally
is
got
a-
one that was like worth it, that was like really good. I thought it was there. And
But it's a B plus A minus title.
Yeah.
And the grosses here and overseas for the first two show that this is probably an A title
right.
for any film company,
Yeah.
even Disney.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just like, nope, it's Fox. Throw that in
No,
the
I
ditch.
think
See
they
it later.
moved it because it is a more worthy title that they have some expectations for it that it should perform, and because New York and LA are not open and they don't foresee them being open mid-September, they're just not going to sacrifice it to everybody else.
And the first Kingsman performed well enough when it came out in February years ago, so
Yeah.
they're probably banking on the same thing happening.
Yeah.
This is the Harry Potter Thanksgiving treatment all over again.
What do you mean?
We'll just release it the same time every year for 25 years in a row. We'll get another Kingsman out there and put it out in February.
Well, they're clearly going with that strategy with Star Wars,
Yeah.
Avatar, maybe.
Yeah.
We still don't know if those are coming out.
Oh, God, Kyle, the Avatar again.
By the time they come out, it'll be a virtual reality experience beamed right into our brains.
Probably. That's Cameron's next step towards domination.
Yeah.
He's teaming up with Tesla or SpaceX, just like Tom Cruise, except it'll be the brain chip implant, where you get the implant and you get a movie.
And you get a movie for free.
The chip seems a little suspicious, but hey, free movie.
Yeah. It's like the iPhones when they came, or the iPods when they came loaded with U2.
Oh, jeez, I remember that.
It's like your new brain chip automatically comes with the Avatar movie on it.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about putting Tenet on multiple screens, Cody. Is that what most of your locations are doing?
I am putting them on multiple screens. I am not necessarily holding them on multiple screens week after week, although that could change depending upon demand. If demand is there, then yeah, we'll definitely keep a lot of them. I kind of had a different change in thought on this a little bit. Usually what we do is we load up that first and second week with a ton of screens because the bulk of the money is made in that time. But I think with Tenet and with these films coming out during this virus, we're going to see a slow burn, and hopefully we'll see something kind of gathering momentum and maybe doing better week after week. So, while I didn't load up as many screens as I probably normally would on a big release like this, I did offer it for flexibility for showtimes, but I think my goal with this is more of a marathon than a sprint, and to play the long game. So, Warner Brothers is asking that we hold it a lot longer than normal, and so I have it several weeks, dedicated to a screen, and my hope is that over time, with word of mouth and people getting back into the habit and talking about it, that you'll get more and more people each week, or at least maintain. That's the goal. Maintain or grow each week. You just don't want to decrease your numbers. We
just want to keep that audience at that same level or growing until we get to Wonder Woman.
Yeah, because that's what you're hopefully, even if you're maintaining, you're getting new people in, and then that's that first taste of what your procedures are and what the behaviors expected of you at the theater are going to be, and all of that hopefully will lend itself to reassuring your customers that the theater is a safe place. No matter what they think in the media or how it's portrayed, it's actually quite safe, and you're probably better off enjoying a film in a theater than you are doing other social activities, especially as we get into fall and winter and the temperatures go down and people are kind of forced back inside.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got you've got some ideas on the new Universal and Lionsgate PVOD stuff also.
Yeah, I think Universal right now and Lionsgate are exploring PVOD strategies. I think they're trying to determine, do we go all streaming? Do we go, because, Lionsgate doesn't really have a streaming platform. So do we do a certain amount of time theatrical and then, really condense that window to maybe a week or two and then go streaming? So I think, just got more confirmation that those, quote, release strategies are being explored further, and not surprisingly by Universal and Lionsgate.
Yeah, no, they released Antebellum last week.
Streaming.
As a VOD.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
They
Yeah.
did.
Did not realize that.
As exclusive PVOD.
Yeah, I thought it was the 18th, but it was, it's a movie that lent itself to art houses and things like that. But
it
was hard content. It wasn't an easy sell for theaters anyway, so it was an easy one to put there. It's not one of their John Wick titles or something major that they're expecting big things out of.
Right. So I was really not surprised by Lionsgate kind of putting it out there that they're exploring this. I did get some emails from them asking which locations played Bill and Ted, and I had to reiterate that a lot of our locations will not play day and date PVOD titles, that, a lot of them weren't playing Bill and Ted because of that, and that's going to be moving forward, that's going to be part,
it's a deciding
rule.
Factor for these bookings.
Yeah, and if they do be our PVOD, we'll have to talk about alternative pricing. You don't get to have the regular ticket price.
Yeah, how could you if you can get it on your phone for $6
or less,
or go to the theater and pay that for it?
Yeah, why would you and all your friends pay that? adult evening ticket price, the full price for that, when one person can rent it on their phone. Everybody watches it.
Yeah, you can watch it on your brain chip.
So
for
then you
$3.99.
divide by the people. That $6 rental becomes $1 really quick per person.
All right. Now talking about studios that we're very excited about.
Yeah.
We have our Unhinged review from Solstice.
Yay!
Finally get to do this.
Unhinged review. Guys, how was it?
Yeah, Ken, you saw it before me, right?
Saw a screener.
Yeah.
Ken got his own personalized screener.
My screener.
Ooh, so fancy.
Yeah. Shout out to Solstice. This was
a long time ago, though.
This was May, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe June?
No, it was before that. When we thought, yeah. I think it was in May.
It was May, but anyway, I got a screener and watched it and had to not tell anybody about it. I couldn't even tell Cody about it.
All we could talk about was how fat Russell Crowe was because you could see it in the publicity stills.
Right, that's the only thing you were allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
So I have very strong opinions about this movie, but I want to hear what Kyle has to say.
Yeah. Because Kyle went to the theater. And how was your...
I did.
First, before we get into what you thought about the movie, how was your experience going to the theater? Were you scared? Was it... did it go well?
Were you scared?
Well, not gonna lie, I was a little scared. I mean, I'm
nervous.
I am not comfortable in places like grocery stores, even though everyone has to wear a mask.
And this was prior to the pandemic, folks. Kyle didn't like being around anybody.
Yeah, I'm not even getting to the pandemic part. I just don't want to be around people.
Movie theaters, unfortunately, for Kyle, are the only place that show movies.
Right. So no, going in, I wasn't expecting huge crowds or turnouts, but
right.
I still was not quite sure how it was gonna work out. But going in, they were very good about everything. They made sure to have their mask on. They had barriers at the candy counters or whatnot. It seemed pretty clean all around, cleaner than the last time I was in there, honestly. I was
they
spaced
had
out
5 months to do a deep clean.
Exactly. I would hope that they would, get their act together and do that. So it seems like they did. There was only one other person in my theater, but I was spaced far away from them to where it wasn't a bother to me at all.
It's just normal spacing in a theater.
Yeah, and in time, I think as the weeks go on, I'll see more and more people showing up in a screening. But even still, I think the spacing will be fine. They had choices to where you can space as an individual, and then maybe 1 or 2 seats away from you will be another person, or sets of 2 for people to sit at if you're a group, and then space it from there on out. So it seems like it's planned out pretty well. The one thing I did notice was that there wasn't people constantly checking to make sure masks were on, which wasn't a big deal. I mean, it was only one other person, and I know I was wearing mine the whole time, but even still, I would say that they probably should enforce that, or maybe they just knew there wasn't that many people that it wouldn't make too much of a difference. But that was just the one thing that I would probably critique them on. But other than that, honestly, I felt safer than I would anywhere else.
Kyle, why did you wear your mask the whole time?
Why didn't I?
Why did you?
Because that's the rules.
Because we find out Kyle doesn't eat popcorn at the movie, people.
Oh, yes, that too. Yeah.
Blasphemy here.
I know, it's weird as a movie fan to not enjoy popcorn, but I don't know. It just never was a treat that I gravitate towards.
Oh, could not believe
Blasphemy.
it. We were nearly fired him for this.
It's true. I nearly got tossed out the window.
Yeah. Not by popcorn.
Okay, now to the movie.
Okay, now to the movie.
Part.
Yeah, the fun part.
So not, the movie I was expecting to, go back to the theater to after 6 months. Not the big hurrah, finally we're here.
Yeah.
But you know what? I still enjoyed myself. I still was entertained. I mean, it took itself seriously well enough while also letting Russell Crowe chew up the scenery and being a murderer and insane. And I was totally in on it. Yeah, and the parts about the road rage elements coming in were really fun. Although there were side characters that made it too on the nose. They brought it up one too many times where I thought it was don't really need to do that. We get what this movie is. But besides that though, I still enjoyed myself quite a bit. It was kind of one of those B-level type movies, but it takes itself up a notch to where you're really thoroughly enjoying yourself instead of just being it's just a B movie. I'm along for the ride, but I was into it from start to finish.
Yeah, that's where I got to. I wasn't too impressed by any of the peripheral characters, but being able to see Russell Crowe on screen, being maximum evil Russell Crowe, was he can carry this movie on. He doesn't even need these other people to stab or scare.
Oh, yeah.
He can just run around and be crazy Russell
yeah.
Crowe, and that's enough for me to get excited about this.
Yeah, exactly. Like in my review that I have up on silverscreeninsider.com, I was saying that, the lead in this movie, she was really good. Like, she carried her own, but it's Russell Crowe that,
Right.
and you can tell, like, he was loving it, and she was just like, all right, you do what you got to do, and I'll just do my role, and we'll meet in the middle.
yeah, I'll carry your water. That's fine.
Yeah. But it's good. I was thoroughly enjoyed, and if people just want to go to a theater, turn off your brain to see Russell Crowe, attacking people, there it is. You got that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did it feel so good to be back in the theater though? Just
Yeah.
in the chair with the sound, like
Sans popcorn.
sans popcorn.
At the theater.
Gosh, do you at least get a drink and a candy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, I have a
You're
sweet
killing
tooth.
me here, Kyle.
He has a no. He has a no.
Do you get nachos?
Sometimes.
Okay.
All right.
All right. You might be semi-redeeming yourself now. But no popcorn. We were shocked.
Yeah.
I'll have to... Well, this...
Which I should have seen coming.
Cody hid under her desk waiting for the fire and the brimstone to come down when he said that.
What? This office? You admitted that?
You asked. Can't just lie to my
No,
boss.
you can't.
So it was a good suspense thriller that
Yeah.
hit all the buttons for an R-rated.
Think it'll hold up?
It has to. We need it to.
It better.
Yeah.
But it was fine. In a normal time, in a normal schedule, it could have gotten lost very
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
But because of where it's at, because Solstice going out first, it's going to do fine. It's going to make all of its money back over time.
It's
Right.
probably just a great stepping stone for Solstice. Like, weirdly, it's kind of like a perfect timing for them. Because
Yeah.
Ken's right. It probably would have gotten lost, and no one would have thought twice about this studio. But the fact that they made this plan at the moment that we're at, it could be a good sign for them to be like, hey, here's like a good starter, show that we're capable of, making great movies and being able to have them release and do business. So
Yeah,
now that they got that test, we'll see how they do further down the road.
Yeah, we
Right.
got a peek at their slate, and they had a Ben Affleck movie coming up, and you would think that stars will see this and see that they put the stars first.
Yeah.
Like they put
Yeah.
their names first. I mean, this isn't Unhinged, it's a Russell Crowe movie. That's how we're selling it to our theaters.
That is.
It's Russell Crowe. It doesn't matter that it's R-rated for a lot of places would normally wouldn't take it. It doesn't matter that it's a horror, suspense, thriller kind of movie that normally wouldn't take those kind of movies if they had other options. But it's a Russell Crowe movie, and he's out there first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
it
the one
could
that's doing it.
It could be good for stars who just want like self-contained stories just to stretch their acting chops a bit, but then it could also be good for consumers who are, maybe they haven't seen a Ben Affleck movie in a while and they want to go check him out again, and this is just one story that you just need to follow through and you'll enjoy him for whatever he does on the screen. Same with Russell Crowe. That's what I was in there for.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice star-centric movie.
Yeah.
How about we? I'm trying to figure out how to start this one. So we got Old Mutants. Is that what it is?
Yeah. No.
Well,
we got New Mutants.
New
3
Mutant.
years too late, Mutants.
Yeah.
'cause this movie-
2017's New Mutants.
Yeah.
2017 presents.
We luckily got a screener of New Mutants, so we were able to watch it, and we were excited, and it's at least Disney's putting something out there, even though they took Mulan and now Kingsman off the slate right now. But hey, Death on the Nile is still there, so we got something to look forward to. But finally, New Mutants, it had moved around the release schedule so many times. It got pushed back while at Fox, and then it got caught up in the whole Fox Disney merger, and it just really kind of fell by the wayside because when Fox and Disney merged, they had such a packed release schedule. It was one of the ones that got way pushed back until Disney knew what to do with it. So here we are.
Well,
So-
knew what to do with might be
Yeah.
a strong word, but
Well, could
they did something with
yeah,
it.
until they could do something with it. And here we are. Now it's coming out this weekend.
The Mutant Universe action teen dramedy.
Yeah.
horror-esque.
horror-esque teen dramedy. I like that.
Breakfast Club meets horror.
Yeah.
Like that's what this movie was trying to be. That's for sure.
Yeah. So it is teenagers. In the mutant universe, your mutant powers come on when you hit puberty most of the time.
Seems that way.
And so these are like new baby mutants, just coming into their powers, and they're in this what appears to be a mental health hospital, working with this doctor, trying to figure out their powers, in group therapy and isolation. And
but you find out there may be some nefarious means behind this hospital.
Right. And the story takes place. There's a new girl at the hospital, and then
she's a real bear.
And then things start to kind of go downhill from there once she wakes up in this hospital. Like scary things start happening.
Yeah. It's it definitely fits in a different category than films we're all used to watching.
Right.
I mean, it's a movie for teenagers.
It is very much a movie for teenagers.
There's
about teenagers for teenagers.
Yeah. It's not something that we would normally see or even be exposed to.
Yeah, not at our age.
No.
We are not teenagers.
Our advanced age.
Our advanced age.
It also just is something different for fans of this X-Men cinematic universe, or I guess what now has become of that universe.
Yeah.
Now that Disney has control over it. But it's just something different. I mean, at the time we were having, Deadpool come out. That was something different for the X-Men.
We were going with the
Logan
gritty,
was
more, darker side of X-Men.
Yeah, exactly. Like grittier, darker, but at the same time, it's for kind of a youngerish demographic that can, relate to the characters and some of their problems a little bit more. Maybe not the superpowers part.
Yeah.
But so I got what they were going with.
I woke up and I feel different now. I can't control it. I have urges.
It wasn't, and it wasn't super on the nose with the mutant stuff. I mean, it was
No.
there around them,
Right.
but you didn't see it all the time.
One
It's
or
not
two
like,
references, but
yeah, but it's not like the X-Men movies where the whole movie is tied into their powers.
Yeah.
And this was more of them trying to figure out what the situation was, what to do, and then being teenagers in that particular situation.
which I did like about. I like that
too.
it was a more self-contained story and it focused on that first over, world building. How do we connect with the X-Men, Wolverine,
there's none of that. There's
Yeah.
no reference to any of the X-Men characters you would know from previous movies. There's no cameos. There's just these are completely new characters.
I know
that
that's
have
the
no
part
reference.
I thought for sure Disney would do was like shoehorn Hugh Jackman into it in like the last 5 minutes. I thought for sure he would be the one that showed up and freed them from this.
I'm so happy they didn't.
I am shocked though. That's the ultimate
I thought
Disney.
Professor X
I don't think they
would...
even touched that movie.
No.
That's the
thought
ultimate
Professor X
Disney
would
thing
come
though. To
save
do
them.
that
He
is
does
like
not.
Yeah.
turn the world around.
Right.
For that's what Infinity Wars was when it ended without a happy ending.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking that it ended that way. But that was the only one of these Disney titles that has done that. The rest have some sort of tie-in to there's
Closure.
a chance we can do this. There's a way out.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this better. I thought for sure Hugh Jackman was gonna come in on steroids and just tear the place apart.
That's what I was worried about because I wanted this to be a spin-off story. I wanted this to be self-contained and for the majority of it, it was like there wasn't cameos or nothing like that. Again, just like one or two references, but I appreciate that they stuck forward and let this be in its own little bubble for what it is.
Yeah. I thought that was refreshing too, and it kind of got you back into like a bigger franchise idea of a film, like a superheroes film without being like another Marvel superheroes film, which I think people are kind of over right now. At least this was new and different.
All right. Can we talk about the elephant in the room now?
What?
Speaking of movies that are working in their own bubbles outside of their own franchise, we got the Batman trailer.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, God.
That trailer was awesome. Are you kidding me?
Oh, God. Okay.
You too and your Robert Pattinson hate.
And
here he comes looking awesome.
He didn't look awesome.
He
That's the
looked
problem. He looked
amazing.
emo. Like he looked like he smudged eyeshadow around his eyes. He's like, I'm angsty.
Well, that eyeshadow always happens when you put on the mask.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't need to.
Happened to Michael Keaton.
And then the hair's like kind of greasy, swabbed over his brow.
Ah,
Kyle's got a man crush.
Yeah.
oh,
A
absolutely.
Batman crush.
Who wouldn't? Really, who wouldn't?
I liked in the trailer. I liked the hand-to-hand combat. I thought the hand-to-hand combat.